A very good afternoon, Team Zimbabwe, and welcome to Africa and Beyond Television Network. President Nelson Chamisa has finally responded to President ED's independence speech, and let us take a look onto the reports. So, right here, the Standard had an interview with President Nelson Chamisa, and he accused President Mnangagwa of failing to speak on issues that were affecting ordinary people on daily basis. So the opposition leader, Advocate Nelson Chamisa, criticized President Emerson Mnangagwa's Independence Day speech, saying it did not inspire confidence at a time the majority of Zimbabweans are sinking into poverty. And take a look, this year's celebrations were held in Manicaland's Morambinda Growth Point, where President Mnangagwa pledged food aid to hungry communities hard hit by El Nino-induced drought. So at least 4 million people or 4 million Zimbabweans are said to be in need of food aid amid the worsening economic crisis that has seen the cost of living skyrocketing. The government then introduced the ZiG, the new currency, to replace the local unity that was battered by inflation. And this it was a replica of the 2008 to 2009, where the country was then forced to dollarize. So, in the interview with the Standard, President Nelson Chamisa accused Mnangagwa of failing to speak on issues that were affecting Iwewe Neni, and he again reiterated calls for dialogue with Mnangagwa. This is very important. President Nelson Chamisa is always saying, for us to avert the crisis which is looming in Zimbabwe, let us sit down and talk. Let us have this conversation. Iwewe neni totaurirana togadzirisa sei zvinhu zviri kuitika munyika, especially to make sure that the economy becomes more stable. So he says this is the only immediate solution to resolve the socio-economic crisis that the country is actually facing. So dialogue with Nelson Chamisa is going to resolve a lot of things, because pakangova nekubatana chete confidence ikainspire, you see things starting to work. So ndogara ndichitaura nditi President Nelson Chamisa will need to do nothing at all for the Zimbabwean dollar to gain its value. Kungopinda kwanero unzi ndiye president mangwana, the same currency yo yamuri kuti zigi inomuka yane value, real value chaiyo moshaya kuti value yacho yabva kupi, is because of confidence. So Zimbabweans are suffering, and any public address by the leader, when it doesn't speak about the suffering Zimbabweans, and when it doesn't acknowledge that Zimbabweans are suffering, it becomes deceitful, delusional, and mendacious. This is what President Nelson Chamisa said. And one cannot pretend as if things are right, yet people are suffering. So the people of Zimbabwe are suffering left, right, and center. In Morambinda, we heard the reports that there is a woman and a child who were trembled to death vachirwira namachicken in, vachirwira zveupfu and everything. Yes, ukaona vanhu vachirwira naupfu, that is a sign yekuti there is poverty. Ukaona vanhu vachirwira nachicken in, that is a sign yekuti there is poverty. Somebody who can afford chicken in ka haamboswera vachita zvekurwisana, because anenge zati okay, mari ndinayo muhomwe, I can do whatever I want, I can buy myself kachicken in kangu. In the past, you could actually see kuti chicken in $50, $2.50, $3 unenge $3 waitoneta maidya mukaneta, $50 chachai waiwana kapisi kako, $2 tinenge takabata ano mapisi mairi. So it was so much interesting Team Zimbabwe during those days, but right now hede unofanira kuti wane one piece unenge watoita seucharoora ani muri kuzviona. That is the problem which we have. And if you go, my prices are skyrocketing in shops, and there are shortages which are happening. I do not know if these shortages are being induced by humans, vanhu vari kuda kuita profit here, but there are shortages already. Munowana rimwe zuva shuga iriko, rimwe zuva kusina, rimwe zuva mafuta ariko, rimwe zuva kusina, rimwe zuva rice iriko, rimwe zuva kusina. Especially this month end, zvinhu zviri kutonetsa, zvinhu zvakatooma, because maticha akatanga kutambira, vacivil servants akatanga kutambira vakaenda vakanohodha zvese. So we are going to have dark moments if these issues are not addressed by the leaders, and if the president and his team do not address these issues. So this is what President Nelson Chamisa said. He said, if there is no dialogue, kana tikasagara pasi, Mnangagwa apa, Chamisa apa, toita mwini, totaurirana tovaka sei Zimbabwe, things are not going to change. things are going for the worst. But what will happen? The economy will crash, and eventually the people of Zimbabwe are going to say, aiwa kusiri kufande kupi taneta, because tikasafa nenzara, tikasafa nepfuti tichafa nenzara. So one day people will protest. So, whether the government likes it or not, if the situation which is happening right now, if it continues like this, one day the people of Zimbabwe are going to protest, and there is nothing the government will do about it. So it is what it is, Team Zimbabwe. This is what President also Chamisa said when he was talking to the Standard. Thank you very much for coming. Please keep on subscribing, commenting, and sharing.